Keep it going for Jokum.
Woo!
Jokum has got some real Nick Mullen energy. I think if anybody is going to make it out of this group of lonely, sad comics, it's going to be Jokum. He's actually funny. I've seen him do like even harder crowds than this and win them over. Meanwhile, I see people leaving the door. Sucks when you have to follow a host who's funnier than you. Anyway, so I'm Jewish. I sort of a non sequitur, but a lot of my material's about it, so I'm gonna just push forward. So you know, I was thinking like Jews love to say like we were slaves once too, you know, and I think it's kind of funny that Jews were ever slaves, because like if you think about it, like that was in Egypt, like you're in Africa. They go with Jews for slaves? I mean, what were they thinking? They didn't have their finest minds on that one. I mean, same kind of people forgot to put a grade on the Death Star, you know? It's like you're right there. I don't know. It must have been a different type of Jew, because like I pay someone to do all the manual labor in my life. You would not want to enslave me. I would complain so much. I'd be like, I actually have a terrible back. I would be really complaining about my back the whole time. I'd be such an ungrateful slave now that I think about it. Let's see. Slavery's tough. I mean, people say that it's over, but it sort of isn't. I mean, you got the clothing industry, you got the sex industry. It's like still out there. It's weird. I don't know. And in other countries, they just get a pass on like people from Thailand just get a pass on having slaves. And it's like, I don't know. That seems racist. That like you can just get away with it as a culture. I don't know. That's fucked up. It's either Thailand or Singapore. I was reading about that. This is what happens when you get your news from 4chan instead of the New York Times. Anyway. Okay, yeah, so I was thinking, like, Italians are kind of interesting. I love that expression they have where they're like, come here, let me touch your face. I wouldn't want my face to be touched, personally. Like, that's kind of amazing. I always see that in gangster movies and stuff. And it's interesting because the mafia, they're very homophobic. But they're always like, oh, let me kiss you right on the lips. Like, it's sort of a weird contrast, you know? Oh, man. I love that group of people, though. I love the movie My Cousin Vinny, because I actually have an uncle named Vinny who's Italian. And such a cool dude. He's the kind of dude with so much testosterone that he's balding. I love those Italians. They're just like they're like, oh, he doesn't actually, I love that kind of New York Italian that doesn't speak Italian or like that much English, but like they're not from Italy. They've kind of hybridized it somehow. It's a fun group to be. Oh man, my friend Danny, he was saying, we were talking, I'm Jewish, he's Italian, we were talking and he was saying like, that basically Italians are kind of like Jews with less education. So like, kind of. Or just cooler Jews, I don't know. They're like Jews with better hair, maybe. Better food. Our food sucks. Jewish food is so bad, but it's not our fault. We were put in really cold parts of the world. Like in Poland, they were like, you can live in the colder part of Poland. It's like, of course our food is not great. We got matzo ball soup, and that's basically it. Like, I don't fuck with gefilte fish. Lox is okay. There's a lot where I'm like, ugh. Like my dad eats herring. You guys know what herring is? Yeah. Oh, the smell of that shit. My God. It's a war crime when you think about it. That was actually the only way the Jews were able to get back at the Nazis was the smell of herring. That was the first resistance movement. We'll get it with the smell. Oh, man. Alrighty, I think that's my time. Thanks so much. Make sure to tip your bartenders and keep it going for our awesome host, Jokum.
Woo!
Nobody's allowed to say tip your bartenders except for me. Tip your bartenders, though. Actually do it.